Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Troy Clayton, and joining us today from the Australian Army is Corporal Jason Gardner. We warmly welcome the family of Private Colin Ernest Robertson, whose story will be told shortly. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that support them. We also acknowledge the members of the RSL and Services Club Association, RSL Victoria, and RSL Queensland, who are watching this ceremony broadcast across Australia. During this ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by visitors and family to the memorial. Please stand and join in singing the National Anthem. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn their loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
tribute to Private Colin Ernest Robertson. Colin Robertson was born to Henry and Florence Robertson on the 4th of July 1891 at Pyramid Hill on Victoria's Northern Plains. His father, Henry, worked for the Victorian Railways and was the local station master. Robertson attended Charlton Primary School and Druin Secondary College. By the time the First World War began, he was working as a clerk for the Commonwealth Bank at Shepparton and had served for 3 years with the Werribee and Shepparton Rifle Clubs. He enlisted on the 25th of August 1914 at Broadmeadows and joined the newly raised 7th Battalion. After some initial training, Robertson embarked with his battalion from Melbourne on the 19th of October for service abroad. Rather than travel to England, which was in the grip of a harsh winter, the AIF was sent to Egypt, where the men trained at Mena Camp, just outside of Cairo. During times of leave, they ventured to see the sights of Cairo and its surroundings, including the pyramids. Robertson embarked with the 7th Battalion from Alexandria on the 4th of April, bound for Lemnos in preparation for the forthcoming Gallipoli campaign. Robertson came ashore on Gallipoli with the second wave during the landing on the 25th of April 1915. In the confusion, he became separated from his company and by the afternoon had joined some New Zealanders fighting near a position that would become known as Courtney's Post. It was the last time he was seen alive. Initially listed as missing in action, investigations later determined that Colin Robertson had been killed in the afternoon of the 25th of April 1915. In a letter to his family, Lieutenant Colonel Harold Pompey Elliott stated that Robertson had been shot through the head and chest and died instantly in the vicinity of Courtney's Post. He was 23 years old. Given a hasty battlefield burial, no trace could be found of him during the campaign or following the end of the war, and his name was later added to the Lone Pine Memorial. Colin Robertson's name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my right, among almost 62,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Colin Ernest Robertson, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget.
leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub of Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. We'd like to thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and wish you all a very good evening. Thank you.